Page 16, Quiet River. Let's look it over. We got interesting stuff going on. The music's getting a little more complicated. If you're struggling and you're not getting this, I encourage you to go back and start again. Review all these pieces before you go on, because the music's just going to get more and more involved and more challenging, and you're just going to struggle more. So take your time and get this before you go on. So we have our two staves again. Treble clef in the top staff, bass clef in the bottom staff, 4/4 time. Starts out with the right hand. Thumb is on C, middle C here. Put your hand here. And these notes, watch these notes, because you got a C and the next note is an E. See, they're all on lines here. So you work out these notes first. Make sure you can say the name of the note and just play the note. Forget the rhythm. Just try and get the notes. Get all that worked out. Then you can go back and add the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, all that junk. Quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes. You know how those work, I hope. And then the left hand. Now we're playing both hands at the same time. This is the first time in this book we've done this. Not only that, but you're playing two notes at the same time in a hand. For instance, look, when the left hand comes in, they're in the third measure. That ugly looking thing. Well, there's two notes there. There's two whole notes next to each other. The first one is on that line, that's an F. And the other one is in that space right above the F, that's a G. And you play them at the same time. Normally, when notes are played at the same time, they'll be directly above each other. But when they're next to each other like this, they can't, because they would overlap. There isn't room. So they have to set them off just a little bit. But they're touching. They're together. You play them at the same time. That's your clue. And they're played at the same time as that note in the right hand, the D. So all three notes go down at the same time. And that's played in the left hand. You're 2 and 1 here. Put your hand in here, your C position. Then in the next measure, you have an E and a G at the same time. You see, when I figure out these notes like this, I start with the bottom note and I figure it out one note at a time, because you can have a lot of notes in these chords. You don't know. You just work it out. It's called spelling out the chord. Just one note at a time. So we have an E and a G. So that first line is here, here, and here. If you look through the rest of the piece, that's all you have in the left hand, is those two chords, here and here. Technique-wise, I put my hand in the position like the F and the G. This finger and this finger are down, and I just lower the whole hand down. Try and get them down at the same time. Don't use finger muscles to push these down. Lower the hand down. Let the wrist collapse a little bit. Don't play with a stiff wrist. Let the wrist collapse a little bit. Relax. And then for the next measure, you just switch your fingers, which ones you need, down, and you lower the hand down. You practice that. Try and get them down. I'm not real good at getting them down at the same time, but you work on it. You have to listen very carefully. You should do this in both hands. If you're practicing something like this, just pick two notes. It doesn't matter the notes you use. And work with both hands like that. You have to develop both hands. So when you get to the third measure, and the right hand's been playing, now we're going to suddenly play both hands together. And that's a whole note in the left hand, so you're going to hold that down until you get to the last measure of the first line. Now, in the left hand, you have to lift up. There's a little silence between these chords. Just the way the piano is, that's what. But in the right hand, there's no silence. You connect them. Connect the notes. Like so. We're listening for the melody, and the melody's in the right hand anyway. These chords are just supporting everything. Keep them soft if you can. That adds another level of complexity. Do you have the control yet? Most beginners don't, but I'm going to encourage you to start thinking about it. Can you play one hand louder than the other at the same time? Here, the last two measures of the first line, you're here. Can you play the right hand loud and the left hand soft? I'm exaggerating it. The idea is the feeling. The right hand feels heavy. The left hand feels light. Because I use weight to play. The weight is helping me push the notes down, so I just feel heavy. I put more weight on the right hand than the left. I'm exaggerating it because when you first start learning something, it helps to exaggerate it most of the time. Later on, you can learn to tone that down a bit. So you want the right hand soft? That means the left hand has to be really soft. How soft can you play it? It's getting a little more advanced, but I'm coaxing you to, in case you're getting bored, here's something else. If you're struggling to get that, forget that. Just play the notes. Don't worry about it. You can do this later because I'm going to keep harping on it. Notice the phrasing, the slur lines, lift up between them, and it's only for the right hand. The left hand doesn't do anything. It's just playing the notes. So in the first line between the second and third measure, you go here to here. Don't connect those. Lift up. So there's a little silence in in between every one of these slurs. It's a little confusing. The same line marks a slur or a phrase, and you have to figure out, is it a slur or a phrase? Right now you're connecting the notes, period. Just connect the notes in the line. And then lift up a little bit between each one so there's a little silence. We need to know that we finished one phrase or slur and started another one. That's all. And you lift up to do that. And that's pretty much the piece. Now the words here they put above the staff mainly because there isn't room between them. They can adjust the music and spread the staves out further and put the words in there, but they didn't. They did it this way, and that's fine. Okay, we'll put the words on top. That's if you're going to sing. Key word there is you're going to sing, not right. Let's try this out slowly. It says it's moderately slow, which is sort of slow. Whatever. We're going to go slow, though. I just want to check notes and rhythms. I'm not doing dynamics or anything. So go ahead and put your hands in C position. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 2.